Hey you guys, I want to make this small video in regard to following your intuition. This is a God-given gift that was instilled in all of us, congenital, and we can either ignore our intuitions or follow through. And a great majority of the time our intuitions aren't going to lead us wrong, and we're going to either find some things that are going to hurt us, or we're not going to find what our intuitions is leading us to. And in most cases, a lot of us can rest well at night. I also want to create this particular video for individuals whom are feeling a particular way in regard to their privacy possibly being violated. I think a lot of people have this inkling feeling that they're being watched and or listened to, or possibly being tracked, but they don't follow through with it because they don't want to be labeled as crazy, or they don't want to pick up the energies of other insecure individuals that are possibly feeling the same way they're feeling. But again, you have stigma out there, and you have people that like to label and whatever else the case may be, so they don't follow through with their intuitions and or suspicions are telling them. And it could be a situation where they are being violated. I have been feeling a particular way in regard to my surroundings, particularly the individuals that live above me. I'm not saying that they're doing anything sinister. They do have a child that is of a particular age, so if they have surveillance cameras or whatever, they reserve that right. But I lived in apartment complex settings throughout my life, upstairs and downstairs, and after a while, individuals that live in those particular settings start to realize the habits of other individuals that live in that particular setting as well. So it didn't take a while for me to notice the habits of my neighbors, and I'm sure it didn't take them a while for them to notice the habits of me, because I live totally different from a lot of human beings. I also have white noise machines practically in every room of my apartment. That's not to spy on anyone. That's for my own privacy purposes and for the frequency purposes of the noises that I listen to, because it settles my mania in regard to my bipolar and my ADHD. It helps keep me calm, and a lot of other things that white noise and a lot of other colored noises have to offer, I benefit from. I think that aroused some suspicions in regard to my neighbors as well, because they couldn't keep track of exactly where I was in the apartment, and I would turn up my white noise or whatever noise I'm listening to extremely loud and drown myself out within my apartment. Now, there are some days that I am extremely loud and carefree within my apartment, and then there are some days that I am extremely quiet and I just sit in silence. And I practice that without even knowing that I'm practicing. I'm sorry, you guys. I practice sitting in silence without even knowing that I'm doing this, until I looked up a YouTube video in regard to people that practice sitting in silence, because you know a lot about yourself. You start to know a lot about your surroundings. You start to hear things that you normally have not heard because you have been so vocal, or whatever the case may be. And a lot of things just start to come together when you start to practice living in silence, or you practice, or you take a part of your life and you dedicate it to living in silence, or silence in general. Anyway, I've just been noticing that wherever I go within my apartment, they're right there. And so I wanted some clarity. So I debug my apartment. Now, mind you, I also have a roommate. I did not do this because of my roommate. I did this because of the suspicions regarding my surroundings. My detector did not pick up anything. Now, mind you, I have the red light that blinks and whatever else the case may be to find hidden cameras. And I don't have any blackout curtains or anything like that on my windows, so you can literally see what I'm doing. And I think that aroused some suspicions in regard to my neighbors as well. But I don't care. I want to feel safe in my environment, so I debug my home. Now, I did not find cameras or anything like that, or unless I wasn't looking too good. But my detector did hit in some areas where there could be possible hidden cameras and or other devices. But I also had to take into consideration that these devices do hit on microwave, other electronic devices such as microwave ovens, refrigerators, Wi-Fi devices, cell phones, and cable boxes. Other electronical devices. These things are going to hit on. So I wanted further proof in regard to my suspicions. So I downloaded an app called Night Camera Mode, and it changes the lens of your camera into a night vision camera. And upon doing that, that's when I seen some very interesting things. There's a TV that's my roommate's TV, that's a smart TV, but it's not plugged up. I sat in one location in front of that TV on my futon, and I recorded with this particular app. I seen a blinking light, or several blinking lights, red, white, and green blinking lights that were moving across this TV that's not plugged up, mind you, on its own. And I have the recording, but the thing of it is, with this app, you can't move your recordings to one spot to another, or you can't save your recordings from one spot to another. Once you record on that app, so to speak, it's on that app and that's it. Because I also noticed that I sent some of the recordings out to my mom and a couple of other individuals. My mom was able to see some of the lights in one of the snippets that I sent her, but the other recording that I sent was pitch black, and she didn't see the lighting that I seen moving across the TV screen on its own. She didn't see that. That pisses me off, because in the event someone needs proof of what they're finding via this app, they don't have that because, or whatever reason that the app won't allow. I don't know. I just know that this app found several blinking red, white, and or blue lights or whatever within my apartment, and some of the lights were moving on their own. I also had to decipher the lights that were already in my apartment from these other lights that were pretty much doing their own thing within my apartment. Again, I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything. Anyone has the right to have a surveillance camera within their home or outside their home or whatever. You reserve that right. But now that I have these suspicions and brought them up to my roommate, I believe that this is causing some issues, because I bought a security camera, and I think that they're feeling a particular way in regard to me basically protecting my home. And it's not against them, it's just against these particular feelings that I'm feeling in regard to my surroundings. I would feel a lot better if I secured my home. Now, the landlord came by along with another young lady to measure the screen door, because I guess I'm going to get a screen door. We talked about the other neighbor that used to live next door to me that recently moved out, and how they had suspicions of hidden cameras, I guess in their apartment, or, some type of, either way it goes, the landlord and this lady that was with him were saying how this young lady that just recently moved out has suspicions of cameras as well. So not only am I having these particular intuitions in regard to hidden cameras and possibly other devices, invading my privacy, so did this young lady that just recently moved out. So if she's having these type of, or she was having these type of feelings or whatever, and I'm having them, then this possibly could be true. And if this app is finding these particular findings, like for one instance, I was in the living room after making this discovery. I think it was a day or so after. I was in the living room, I was meditating, and I look up, and it's these two blue dots that were like right in front of me, just staring at me. I took a picture of it because these same blue dots I seen slowly moving on the ceiling of my apartment. I don't know what this is, but I definitely took video and picture of it, and I will post it for you guys as well to see. I wanted to, and another reason why I sent out as many snippets and showed people as many of the snippets that I could is because I wanted other eyes to view what I was viewing in regard to these videos that I took via this app. And even the people that seen what I seen, especially the light moving across the unplugged TV, they were even puzzled as to what is causing that. Why is this happening? So if I'm puzzled, and if these other people are puzzled in regard to what this app found, then I'm not going to say something is going on, and I don't want to put that energy out there, but something possibly could be going on in regard to my surroundings. And I'm going to do some further investigating. I'm not going to allow it to consume my mind because I have to live. But on the same token, I will be covering my windows with some blackout curtains, and I will be downloading other apps and probably getting other tools in order to make sure that my home is safe. But I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with my roommate situation. It's a long story with that. Unfortunately, drugs had a part to play in that. They may be moving out. They may not. I'm not sure. But me securing my home, considering the fact that, we go places every day that have cameras all up in our faces. So this is no different than you going into a beauty salon to get your hair done and they have a camera up in there or several cameras in there. You going to people secure. There's a home that I go to that has cameras all over the place because of their children and the fact that they're securing their home. I do not like going to this house because of the fact that they have cameras that, I don't even know where they are. But I still go over there, because I understand that this is what they have to do in order to rest well at night. And that's secure their home with surveillance cameras. It's not to offend people that come over there. It's just to secure their home. And I think that, me getting cameras and stuff like that has caused a problem in regard to my roommate situation, and amongst other things, in regard to my actions. I think that this probably is not going to work out any further. But I just wanted to make this video just to, let you guys know that follow your intuition so that you can have some form of clarity, and, you can better, sleep, regardless of what your findings may bring forth. All right, you guys, namaste, and until my next video, y'all have a good one.